Hello everybody and welcome to the November month here in YouTube and Patreon world, and I'm gonna talk you through a little bit of what's gonna come here in November and also what's live at the moment. And it is an exciting time. We do have a major coming up. We do have the fall major, which is a new course all the way from South Korea. And that's going to be super exciting to play. And obviously that's going to be a tournament guide, and we will be doing for all the divisions as per normal. And when it comes to November, we are going to plow on just as normal with the tournament guides, pro, expert, and master, the best guides on the market for tournaments. We are making sure to provide you with the best possible content for all the rounds as we're updating for the wind changes. We're allowing you to not have to spend as many balls in practice to be able to be competitive, obviously that's our job with providing the guide and also providing videos for you to not have to spend hours and also the balls in practice, which is something that costs money for you in the end. So investing a little bit in having a guide will in the end make you earn money, and not earn money but not save money is the better word, by using a guide. And when it comes to tour play, we have been really busy with that as well since the new course rotations. As we speak, tour 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 are already out ready for download, with tour 7 and tour 8 very close to be done. And make sure to check out the tour guide packages that we do have, because the fun and the beauty thing with our guide selling is that we do have something for each and every one. You can give yourself a base by starting with website access pass, which is general text guides, but you can also take a look at the packages that are the most frequent for players to have, which is the tour guides, which is the tournament guides, and you can obviously bundle that together. If you're playing 9-hole cups, we have something for that as well. Like if you're only playing 9-hole cups, will have to be said, otherwise you can bundle that together with everything. So make sure to check our Patreon page, and you will be able to do that by scanning the QR code or go through the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy that is in the comment section down below. What happens when you scan the QR code or go through the link is not that you're going to automatically sign up. You get to the page with all the packages, read through the package description and find what suits you and what you want to improve. If there is any questions, you can always email support@golfclashtommy.com. and you will there be able to get some example guides. You will also be able to ask your questions and really feel comfortable when you sign up. So even if you haven't checked out or tried our guides, it's time to do that now in November, especially now for the fall major 2022 is coming up. Now let's continue watch this video, and I will describe to you a little bit more in detail when it comes to our packages, but also going to show you some example guides that talk a little bit about our thought process and why we and many others believe that we are the best ones at the market when it comes to creating guides. So let's move along. You can also use the timestamps in the description down below, and if there is a specific segment that doesn't interest you, or there is a segment that do interest you, then you can jump directly there. So again, thank you so much for watching here. Thank you so much for the support, and make sure to be a part of a community with more than 2,000 players monthly that are trying to improve and will improve their Golf Clash game. So once you scan the QR code here at the top, or you go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, you will get to this page, and here you do have all our packages, and we have a lot of packages. And looking them through, just scrolling like this might make it look very alright, which one should I pick? But the important thing to read, in my opinion, is the titles. Like if you're looking for tour guides, the exclusive tour shootout guides is obviously the most frequently used. If you're looking for tournament guides, the ultimate tournament text guide is the most frequently used. Obviously, if you're looking for to bundle together tour play and tournament play, you need to scroll further down. Then you do have the combination package. That's the same if you're playing 2 divisions and want guide for both of the divisions or all 3 of the divisions that we are presenting and doing. Obviously, there is more than just the guide included in every package. So press the button called show more, and then you will find everything that is included. Once you do sign up, you will also get a welcome email with helpful links on how to access the guides and stuff like that, combined with obviously a refreshing text, which will allow you to once again have that as a right, this is what's included in my package. And as always, you can always email support@golfclashtommy.com if there is any question. You can do that through our website, golfclashtommy.com, or just go to your email and just type in support@golfclashtommy.com and send us a text. If you're looking for example guides before you sign up, you can get that from all the tournaments, and we do have an example one for tour play as well. If it's not enough with what's displayed here in the video, then you ask support for that as well. So make sure to find the package that suits you. We have 9-hole cup guides that you can buy if you're only playing 9-hole cups. We do have obviously 18-hole tournament guides if you're only playing the 18-hole tournaments, and obviously if you're only playing tour play, we do have that as well. And then again, combination of everything is as well there. That's why we do have a lot of package, because we do want to give everyone a chance to we want to give everyone a chance to find something for themselves. The money that is said here is not in dollars. It's SEK, that's Swedish krona. So when it comes to the US dollars, if you're always signing up in your own currency, we can always use the currency exchange thingies that is on Google and stuff like that, if you want to be perfectly clear with what it is in your currency, or you just press join and it will show what it is in your currency before you sign up. So here we do have it. Let's take a look at some example guides for the various divisions. So we're gonna take a look at Master Division, and we're gonna take a look at a couple of examples. But before we do that, or you can see one already here, when it comes to Master Division, it's the same procedure as for the other divisions. We do have the Telegram chat, you can see there in the bottom corner of the slide. We do have a whole chat for every hole, and there you can find early notes and videos if you don't have the time to wait for the guide, because some tournaments you might have something other to do, but then we still provide stuff as soon as we have something solid. We post it there, and then we continue to work on the guide. Obviously, if you do need any assistance, there's something that maybe happened with a shot that you felt like you did everything right, but you want someone else to have a look at it as well to see if you can improve that for the next time and stuff like that. We do have myself, that is the lead shot creator of Master Division. I'm always creating the shots that is more, what can I say, the paid ball versions, the aggressive versions, the base work really for the guy. But we also have plenty of other players included in the team, and I want to also put the focus on our free-to-play team, where we do have Tony, we do have Mark, we do have Matthias and Paul, that together are working on trying to cover every single hole with a solid free-to-play shot. Have that in mind now. It's solid shots, not just ping it to the green and take your safe birdie or eagle. It's solid shots where we do provide those of you that do not or cannot spend money on many special balls. Then you can pick and choose. You can maybe in opening round play a little bit more free to play, where if in the weekend round you might play with a paid ball. And to have that said as well, the free to play ball shots is sometimes better than the paid ball shots. It's happening frequently where, all right, I'm even playing free-to-play ball shots as well. So you can mix and match, and that's the beauty with our guide. We have something for absolutely everyone. We cater to APOC 5+, is our APOC level that we're having. And then we do have working obviously with the standard clubs, otherwise Sniper 10. I mean, if you play Master, it's Sniper 10, etc. So we do cater to a very low level of clubs, but that doesn't mean that we are just basing our guide off the 5.8 topspin APOC 5 has. No, we are using all the topspin if you see there is value to do so, especially for the big boy clubs. Here we do have Ascended, and when it comes to the format of Master Division, top half when it comes to the drives, second half when it comes to the second shot, and on Ascendeds there is more info on drives, and obviously then you can see the more info. We work with tables a lot. We work with wind angle tweaks. We work with all the details to try to provide everything to you. We don't want to leave anything out, because for those of you that do want to fight for gold, then you should have all the info. But also for those of you that feel that, no, I'm not gonna fight for gold, I want to start by focusing on getting consistently to the weekend round, yeah, then you have the data as well. And then you might don't really care about the wind angle tweaks, because it's not really required all of the time if you're just looking to get to the weekend round. And we all have different goals. That's why I wanted to put the focus on that. You have all the data, use whatever data you feel brings value to your game. Here, typical send it, wind angle tweaks for the send it, the push up, and stuff like that. We're gonna take a look at the par 3 as well. Par 3, we do have here, we do work with wind angle tweaks here. Also, for those that want to do that, you don't have to use that. On par 3s, we're trying to work with full spins, simple setups, because it's already time consuming to play a shot in Masters. So trying to make it as simple and as much direct possible to bring us a possibility to do a good shot. When it comes to the par 3s, this is the layout that we are using in all the guys, trying to add as much information as possible, what balls, club, all the info that you possible can be needed. Then we do have a free-to-play ball shot to just show that, I'm not just talking crap, but free-to-play ball shot, solid chance here with the Cataclysm. Obviously, with a higher wind, it is many times harder to get drops consistently, but giving yourself a shot, at least with a free-to-play ball such as the Luminary, is not something everyone is doing. And I'm very pleased to once again say that free-to-play is something we do on more or less every single hole that we do have in our guide, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of the team as whole. Sign up for our master guide, scanning the QR code here at the top, or you go through the link in the description down below. It's the beginning of the month of October when you're watching this video, which means that you have a perfect chance to sign up and get ready for the 9-hole cup guides. Yes, we're doing 9-hole cup guides for Master Division qualifying round, and obviously then the final round. So sign up, get yourself an account, and if you have any issues, you can always email support@golfclashtommy.com, and that goes as well if you do want to see some example before signing up. Let's talk about Expert Division. Our lead shot creator is Brandon Burke, with a backup of Michael and Paul, and also myself when it comes to creating shots here for this division. Expert Division is the division that has been going through the most improvements over the last 6 to 12 months, and the reason for that is that Expert Division in itself has changed a lot, especially from the start of the tier system, where we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and to be able to cater to all sort of players. We have gone through, after some feedback from our customer survey that we send out once every year, we have adapted the guides, made them better, much better than what we had before. When it comes to our base, we always have free to play. Every single shot has free to play as a base. But what we also focus on a lot is, together with Paul and especially with Michael now, we are focusing a lot as well to provide more aggressive shots, more special ball play, because we understand that there is a lot of players out there that do want to spend the special balls that they have invested in, and might not have as many kingmakers or kingslayers, luminaries and stuff like that. But once again, every single shot is free to play based and give you a solid chance for a drop on every single hole. But then we do add on that little thing, what is it called, the dot over the I, let's say it like that, where we do have scenarios where, all right, we can send it here if we're using a special ball and we can get to green, then we're doing so. We didn't do that back in the day, which was definitely a disadvantage for our customers and followers, and now we're doing so. Here you can see a typical format for a par 4. But before we take a little bit closer look, I want to say that we are changing for the different winds. So in Expert, we do have one wind in qualifying round. In opening round, the wind changes completely. So it's one wind on the front 9, one wind on the back 9. And obviously, you will get a new guide for the opening round. Weekend round has the same wind on the back 9, but not on the front 9. So we are obviously creating new shots for the front nine for you to have. Qualifying round guide out on Monday. Thursday has the opening round guide, and Saturday has the weekend round guide. So it's not that long you have to wait. We obviously have the Telegram chats. You can see that button there on the guide. We have a whole chat for every hole where you can ask questions. You can also access the early notes that Brandon and the team are creating if you do not have the time to wait for the guide. But it's always best to wait for the guide, because the guide has all the information, also more tests than obviously the early and the raw notes. Drive at the top, second shot at the bottom, just to keep it perfectly easy to follow. We work a lot with table, and when it comes to the second shots, we obviously work with yardage table in many different forms. It all depends on what type of shot we are creating. And here you can see a base shot, free to play in hole 5. Don't have to waste a special ball here. You can get your eagle very easily with a kingmaker here as well. Looking at a par 3, you can see that in expert we are working with wind angle tweak also. Just because the wind is a little bit lower than what it is in master doesn't mean that the different wind angles doesn't affect the ball after the first bounce. It does. However, you don't have to use it, but we do want to provide every single data point that we have collected in the guide, and it's up to you to choose to use it or not. There are those that are not using it, and obviously in the end has maybe a little bit less percentage when it comes to drops, but then there are those that are really want to try to get into how to really become a master when it comes to tournament play. Then wind angle tweaks is essential to consistently fight for gold and for medals. And here you have a par 3 format. You have, when it comes to the information that's always displayed, what type of ball, wind, obviously wind angle tweaks, etc. Now I'm gonna want to show a special ball play here, where you see here on hole number 1 in the opening round it was. Then we had a wind right to left, and we noticed that playing over to the left hand side definitely gave us a little bit better look when it comes to the second shot. But to be able to play this one a little bit easier, then we wanted to reduce the wind. Also in this case we have a precision ball as suggested, where you can have a much bigger size of hitting perfect, because obviously the precision balls, we can think whatever we like about them, but as long as they are in the game, people are going to use it. So here we play over to the left, playing over, having a nice short easy thorn, which was super solid to get ourselves a nice eagle to start from hole 1. Obviously, again, there are many different scenarios where a special ball can be value, but we are not idiots. I'm gonna say that, because we're not gonna add special ball options if we don't see value with it. And that is something I want to definitely put a very big focus on. That it's one thing to provide these special ball options, but if we're gonna tell you to spend money, which is spending a special ball, there needs to be value behind it as well. If we see more value with a free-to-play ball shot, then there is not really a point to add a special ball shot to have you players to spend any money. So this is a little bit about expert, and sign up through the QR code here at the top or through the link in the description down below. Brandon, Paul and Mike and myself and the rest of the team, we are a team of a lot of players, 17 people to be exact. We're gonna take good care of you. Pro Division. It's easy when I'm streaming a lot of Master, especially, and playing a little bit of Expert, to forget that we do have the absolute best pro guide on the market. We are focusing on giving all the players that are playing in pro, not just those of you that are playing with really good clubs, but also those of you that play with slightly lower clubs, to give you a chance as well to attack and be able to have good success in the tournament, to build up your clubs, win balls, and also then being able to progress up to expert and then eventually to master, which the majority of the players has as a goal. Obviously, you can use better clubs as well. We're catering to a big variety of players. We have Radu as our lead shot creator, backed up by Grant and the rest of the team, and creating shots when we do have a tournament, obviously. We have 1 win in qualifying round, and we have 2 wins in opening round, and Pro, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say, has different win in weekend round as well. So it's 5 different wins, but are we changing and adapting for those wins all through the week? Yes, we of course do. When it comes to qualifying round guide, it's always out on Monday. Opening round is out on Thursday for the front 9. The back 9 is out on Friday morning. Then when it comes to the weekend round, we have usually been getting that one out already on a Saturday, which is really quick and really good. But just because we're quick doesn't mean that we are neglecting the quality. Quality always goes first. What Rado and Grant are focusing a lot on is to provide shots for extra mile level 6 plus as a base. Obviously you can use Thor's hammer or a lower level apocalypse as a substitute to that as well, and creating shots for that as a base being free to play. Important with that, so you don't have to spend a paid ball if you don't want to in Pro, but we're adding caddy tip and we're adding ball suggestions where you can use a special ball that has similar stats. But now we have improved a lot in Pro over the last 6 months as well when it comes to the different type of suggestions we are getting, and I'm so pleased to see the more aggressive options if we do have the possibility. We're gonna take a look at one aggressive option and talk a little bit more about that. Telegram chat for Pro as well. We upload raw early notes and videos, so you don't have to wait for the guide if you don't have the time to wait for the guide. And obviously you can use those whole chat to ask if there's something you wonder about specific shot before you're playing, or there is something that happens that might not go your way. Then you can ask questions there as well. Here we do have a typical example when it comes to a Pro guide. We do have the drive at the top, second shot at the bottom, and you want to notice if you watch all the parts for our guides here that this is what we do have for all the divisions. It's similar structure to make it easy for you to progress through the division system by using our guides. Then we do work a lot with tables, trying to give you all sort of data that you can see value with when it comes to the specific shots. And here we do have a typical free to play. You see option 2 out of 2. We had a different shot here in this one that was a little bit better, which was a send it, but you had to use a power fireball, otherwise you would not be able to reach. But we still make sure that those that do not have that possibility with that ball to back it up with a solid option to give you a solid chance for a drop anyway. Let's look at the par 3. In Pro, we have started as well using wind angle tweaks, but as I've said in the other division, that's not something you have to use. You can use it if you like, because if you're using it and you start get a grasp on it, how it works, you're gonna see yourself making more drops. But again, it's not a must, but we want to give you all the data possible and give you a possibility to choose yourself if that is something you want to use or not. There are plenty of people using the wind angle tweaks, but there's also people that are not. And again, I don't judge anyone for that, because it's up to you. We want, once again, to provide all sort of data. And this is a typical par 3 of Pro Division. Let's take a look at the more aggressive one that I took up here. And I think this really is brilliant, because obviously we do have players that do have better clubs than the lower level clubs that I've been focusing a little bit about so far. Here we do have on hole 3 where we had to use a lot of topspin on the drive. We had to play with a power fireball to be able to give ourselves a chance for an albatross here on hole number 3, where of course you could be lucky by playing with a more free to play ball, like such as that it's not a berserker, a power 3 ball, but then you would just have to settle for an eagle here, because it's a long par 5. And that is what we are trying to do as well. It is difficult with all the wind changes, obviously, that happens in Pro, but the guys are doing an absolute splendid job to make sure that there are options for those that do want to go more aggressive and for those that do want to play a little bit more conservative. Sign up through the QR code here at the top for the Pro guides, and you can also go through the link that is in the description down below. Once you sign up, you get immediate access, and you get access for 30 days. And make sure to take a look at as well, because we're not just having tournament guides, we have tour guides as well. You can bundle together, or not bundle together. We have something for absolute everyone. Thank you so much everybody for watching this video. Hopefully this video was very helpful in understanding why a guide may improve your gameplay. And as I said in the beginning, many players are using a guide because they do want to be competitive, but they do not have the possibility to be competitive if they don't spend a lot of time and a lot of balls, which in the end is investing time and money. So by investing in a guide, you give yourself a possibility to first and foremost get to the weekend round in tournaments in a more easier way. And also second of all, for those of you that are looking to get top 10s, looking for goals, we do have that possibility as well, where you then can spend the extra time in dialing in those minor things that is needed to be a player to win gold, based off having our guides as obviously as a base to work from. In tour play, obviously the guides help you win more than 50% of the games. It helps you to not have to spend hours completing the weekly leagues, which we know, or at least those of you that are more focused on tournaments, is boring. And obviously for those that are grinding tour play, it is a helpful way for you to make sure that you, with a new tour, help you getting a win percentage over 50%, and then you can add on your own notes and make sure to be more competitive and win more games. So scan the QR code or go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, check out the packages and sign up for an exciting November.